So this is going to be our homepage in VetBadger. The first thing I want to talk about is this giant received messages box. In here, we have integrated texting, emailing, and we'll get voicemails from our VoIP. So if we click on this conversation with Josh, for example, it'll pull up this conversation. From here, we can scroll down, we can see any previous messages. We can also hit reply and send him a message really quickly. We have our full dictation, so we can click anywhere with a mic, we can talk to it. How's it going? That'll put itself right in, we can send that right out. From here, we can also click on the client or the patient. We click on Josh, for example, it'll take us into his client profile, and we can go in there. We can make sure everything is correct. We can check on any messages that we've sent, and then easily see exactly what's going on in a few seconds. The other thing we let you do, we let you have voicemails in here. So from here, we can pull this open. All of our voicemails will let you play right from the system, so you can just play this. Understand what's going on, and then you can always print that off, you can save it, anything like that. The next thing I want to talk about, over here on the left in your homepage, you've got your current patients. From here, you've got whoever you have currently checked in. So right now we've got these 5 patients. If you want to go in at any point and see what's going on in their visit, you can go in, just click on anyone and it'll pull up that appointment right there. Back on the homepage. Down here in the unlocked encounters, these are patients that you've already seen that you might want to go in later and update. So again, we've had all these appointments today. And if we want, at the end of the day, end of the week, we can go in, we can update them, make sure they're all correct, and then we can go in and lock them up when we're done. Finally, you've got your clinic activity. This is just check-ins, check-outs, keeping you up to date with what's going on. The next thing I want to talk about is the taskbar up here in the top right. You'll get automated tasks depending on who you are in your clinic. So things like lab results will come in here automatically. You can click on these, you can view the results right here, view the encounters. All these tasks, you can always click on the client, click on the patient. If they're tagged, it'll take you right into their information so you can know what's going on. The thing we also do with tasks is we assign them based on roles. So depending on your role in the clinic, you'll get different tasks. So you can specialize things for technicians, vets, receptionists, anything like that. So you can make sure that everyone in your clinic is doing what they need to do and knows what to do pretty simply. When creating a new task, it's pretty easy. You just click new task up here in the corner. You can pick a title, right? If you want to check in on bubbles, we can do that. So you use check in here. And then we can assign that to either all of the technicians in the hospital or a specific person. So if we wanted this to go to me, we can do that. And we can just create that task and it'll pop up on my taskbar right here. Next thing I want to talk about, over here on the left, you've got your side panel. From here, you've got your home, your clients and your patients and your appointments, as well as the call center down below. In that call center, we can go in, we can make and manage our phone calls. If you want to answer the phone from the system, you click this answer phone calls here button. And then if somebody makes you a call, then you'll get it right from here. And then if you're somewhere else in the system, it'll vibrate down here and this call button will flash red. The other thing we can do, here we've got our home, our clients and patients, our appointments. We can click on clients and patients to go into our database. If you want to add a new client, we can go in here, we can just click add client, we can put in all of their information right here. Any numbers, emails, anything like that. In our appointments, this is going to be our calendar. From here, we can go in, make an appointment really easily. From here, we can just click anywhere on the calendar. It'll pop up that appointment creation screen. From here, we can either create that appointment or we can block off or schedule calendar time. Blocking off calendar time is useful for a meeting or any event that you might be doing something else. Scheduling calendar time is useful for building out appointment blocks. So if we want a dental cleaning every day at this time, like we have this block set up for, we can build that out. And then when we have an actual appointment, we can just click on this and hit this plus button to replace that appointment with a real appointment. For creating an appointment, we want to talk about the appointment type. Let's put in the standard exam for here. We can pick out a provider, let's put myself in, and then we can put in a description and pick an ad. Down here, we can select a client or a patient. Let's bring in Rex. From here, if we want to add a new client or a new patient, we can tab right over, we can add that new client, or down here, we can tab over and add that new patient below. We're just going to pick Rex. We can save that, it'll put itself on the calendar, and here's that appointment we have. If we want to go in and manually send out confirmation emails, reminder emails, anything like that, we can set them up, or we can send them out right from here. Other than that, we can go in and we can check them in, and we'll set everything up. When we're checking in an animal or a patient, we can go in and make sure everything is correct. We have an open encounter here for Rex, which I got to close out really quickly. And then we can pop right back over to Rex and check him right in. From here, we can hit check in. We can make sure everything's correct, all that information. It'll give us a bit of information about Rex, a bit of information about Will. We can make sure everything is correct and we can confirm, we can check him right in. And this will bring us to the visit. In the actual appointment, the first thing that you're going to see down here is your basic SOAP, so your subjective, your objective, your assessment, your plan, along with all that information up here at the top. This is where you can put in the weight, anything like that. You can see any handling instructions in bright blue. These are all for you. Your clients will never see them. In the subjective down here, this is what will automatically populate with the reason for visit. So since we put in wellness exam, that's what appears here. In here, we can also use any of our text expansion items. So if we want to type out hashtag clinic name or something like that, we can put that in. Again, all of our text expansion items are fully customizable and you can build them out and use them wherever there is text. In the subjective, once we know that, we can open up the objective. And this is the main part where you'll be entering all of your notes. You've built out your SOAP forms by this point, so you can go in, you can make sure everything is correct, just tab along, enter everything that you need. Again, our dictation works here, so anytime you see a microphone, you can just click on it and talk to it. From here, we can just go through and make sure everything is correct, put in all of our notes. When we're done with that section, we can close it right up. We can open up the assessments. From here, we can add any assessments as well as, and then below we can attach any tests, diagnoses, treatments, or any images to that assessment. When we're adding tests, it's super easy. We just click on this test and we type in whatever test we want. So if we want this IDEX test, for example, we can throw that right in there and it'll add it. Diagnoses, if you want to tag something to a previous diagnosis or create a new diagnosis, you can just click on that and then you can type in whatever diagnosis you have. So it's an ear infection or something. We can put that right in. If you had a previous diagnosis, we could also link to that. And then this is an easy way of tracking exactly what's going on and how diseases are shifting over time. Treatments. If you want to add a treatment, you just click this button up here. This is for any drugs or any inventory items you want to throw on. So if we want to add Ozone or something, we can throw that in there. And then finally, images. So by default, this will open up your image folder, or if you're on a laptop, or if you're on a tablet or a phone, it'll open up your camera and you can snap a picture of whatever you're working on. We also have library images you can use. You just click this add library image button and you can pull up something like a dental chart. All of our images we let you draw on, so you can circle whatever you'd like. You can make any text, add in your notes here as well. So you can say like, this is a note. Then we can save that and it'll put that image right on there. We let you build out estimates. So if we're doing a lot of standard behavior visits, or actually if we're doing a bunch of vomiting and diarrhea appointments, we can just click on that and it will automatically put in all of our assessments and treatments and tests and everything for us. So we don't have to manually go through and add all of that. Down here in the plan, this is sort of a condensed summary of everything that we've put into the assessments. So we've got all those tests that we've added, all those treatments, all the injections, everything like that. If the client doesn't want something, we can always decline that. It'll show on the record that it was declined. And then down here, we can go in, we can add any vaccines in the vaccine section. We can just start typing them out. It'll all pop up. It'll pull that straight over from your QuickBooks inventory. And then we can just add that really quickly. We also have this button that'll show you any upcoming vaccine reminders. Just click on that and you can see exactly what's coming up. And then down here, you can add any other items. So anything you sell over the counter, dog leashes, bumper stickers, anything like that, you would sell here. You can add that right on there. And then down below is the invoice. With the invoice, it's automatically calculated as you add things above. From here, we can go in, we can take that payment right from VetBadger. We just click process payment for that invoice, and we can take a card on file if we're using Gravity, or we can just enter that payment manually and take a cash, check, anything like that. Just reference it right here. We can also click on this button and it'll open it up in QuickBooks if we want to edit it there. We can also go in here and get signatures on the invoice. We can open that up, get a signature from our client right here if we want that. Let's just take cash for this invoice, process that. Just click on cash and then type in the 495 and it'll record that payment for us. The other thing we let you do, and I want to touch on form signing real quick. Up here in the top right, we have these three little dots. Anytime you click on this, lets you enter a whole bunch of options. So we can attach notes, attach files. We can sign forms down here as well. So either we can pass them the tablet and sign whatever form we'd like, whether it's a fancy consent form or surgical consent, anything like that. We can pull that up and have our client sign it right there. Or we can go in and we can request that form to be completed, where we click this button and then we can send it to whatever email or whatever phone number that Will has. Down below, once we process that invoice, sign any forms we want. In the processing and printing, this is where we can go in and print or script out any labels that we might want to. From here, you can just click print, script out. VetBadger will automatically connect to whatever printer your computer's connected to, and you can just print out those labels right away. We can also go in and print out those lab requests. We just click on this button. For Rex, we need to put in a species, so we just type in canine, submit that lab request, and it'll let us order it right out from the system. If you want to connect your IDEX equipment or your previous equipment, you can always go into the settings and change that. I will touch on that in a bit. It is in clinic settings. Just go over to extensions or go over to integrations and you can put in your reference lab numbers. Down below, when we're ready, we can go in, we can save, we can print off those vaccine certificates. Just click on this, it'll pop up all of that. So by default, it'll put in your signature, it'll put in all the vaccines, it'll even put the picture of the animal up here at the top. When we're done with the appointment, we've got a few options. We can schedule some follow-up here. So if we want something 6 months out, we can click on this button. It'll pop up a calendar and we can make another appointment for sometime in November. We can send the client a report, and this will automatically build out an email going over everything that we've done. So thanks for bringing Rex in to see us. Here's all the stuff we did. We've got that list. We've got that image that we put in earlier. And then thanks for visiting. Let me know if you have any questions. And we can just send that right out. We also have the option of attaching a survey here. What this will do is it'll let you track your client satisfaction. And this also ties in with our VoIP, because when your clients call you, we'll let you know whether they're happy or they're not, or they have issues going on with you. So you can know what's going on before you pick up the phone. When you're ready, we can close up that encounter. It'll give you a little checklist to make sure everything is done, provided the client, the option of paying that current invoice, which we already paid, and then the option of paying that entire balance down here. When we're done, we can confirm we can close that right out. It'll go over to the medical history. And then from here, in the medical history, we've got a few things. So at the top, you'll see any upcoming reminders. So any vaccines, any appointments coming up. Below that, you'll see any tasks, any old encounters that are open, any treatments that need to be filled, anything like that. And then down here in the history, this is in chronological order based on the exams you've done. So this is the previous exam we just did. You'll notice how it's not locked yet. And then if we scroll back, we can see all the previous exams in chronological order. Filtering the medical history is super easy. Up here at the top, you can just click on filter, and then you can pick and choose exactly what you want to see. So if we want to see all the messages we've ever sent about Rex, we can do that. Looks like there aren't any here, but we can also see attachments or images, anything like that, so we can know what's going on. Up here in the corner, in the top right, you've got this gears menu. From here, if you click on this, you can go into the settings, and this is where you can manage a bunch of things. So in the clinic settings, you can go in, you can modify any of your clinic settings, right? So your address, your city, anything like that. Your pharmacy numbers. In the general settings, you've got most of the stuff that you'll be allowed to mess with, right? So you can change your file types or your refers. You can put in text expansion items here as well. So if we want to go in and put in a wide dog bark instruction list, we can go in, we can put that in there. Anything like that. Adding expansion items is really easy. You just click on the expansion item, and then you can put in the shorthand for it, and then the text below. You can just add that super easily. All of our integrations you can access by tabbing over to the integration section, and then you can go in and you can add your laboratory configurations right here. So if we want to add in that IDEX integration, we can put in our username and password right here. All right, communication management. From here, this is where we can set up autoresponders, forms, anything like that. we can go in and, yeah, if we only are run 9 through 5, we can set up a responder. We can go in, we can build out forms here. So this is where we can build out that anesthesia consent form, anything like that. If you want to add a new form, you just click plus. You can go in, you can build out the form, you can title it, and then you can make it available for your clients to request it. And from here, you can go in, you can put in text, and then you can go in and add like choices, numbers, display text, anything like that. The forms are super customizable and you can build them exactly to your liking. Over here in the message templates, we can go in, we can edit any of our templates. So if we want our confirmation emails to look a little different, we can change those here. In our label printer settings, you can go in, you can change all of this, and then everything else just lets you mess with. I do want to talk about calendar management as well. So in here, this is where you can modify your appointment types. This is where you'll go and create your SOAPs. In here, you can go and you can add an appointment type right here. It'll have you pick an item from your QuickBooks inventory. And then once you do that, it'll open up this exam and you can go in, you can pick how long it's going to be, how frequent the reminders are going to be. And then you can also pick whether it's a telemedicine appointment or if it's something like a euthanasia as well. We can also go in here and manage the appointment reminders. We can set when they're going to be reminders for. So we can have one going out 24 hours before, we can have one going out an hour before. This is where you'd modify that. In the schedule, this is where we can go in, we can build out shifts, we can build out schedules. We can also go in and assign geozones. So if you're a mobile vet and you want to work in a specific area and you want your clients to be able to self-schedule, you can attach a geozone to your appointments, and this will allow you to go in and make sure that only people in that area will be able to schedule an appointment for you. If we want to add a new geozone, we can just click on here. It'll pull up a little box, and we can always modify where this box is. We can pick and choose where it's located, and then you can make sure that it looks exactly how you want it to look. Finally, over in the exam flows, this is where you can go in and make sure that your appointments look exactly how you want to look. So for example, we can go in, we can modify the standard exam, we can edit it, and then this will bring us into the entire SOAP editing section. So we can make sure that the exam looks however we want it to look. From here, we can make things into choices. We can make things yes or no. We can allow multiple choices here. We can pick from the normal of normal. It's very customizable. You can go through and you can modify it however you would like. If you do at any point need help with this or want help, again, all of our training is complimentary. So please reach out to Stephen or I. A great way of doing that, over here on the left, we have our help section. If you click on the help at any point, we pop over into the home where we can do this. If you click on this help at any point, it'll open up this help center. And then from here, we can either search for articles if we want to help on something, or we can click on contact us and we can go through, we can put in our subject, our description. We love screenshots, so please take screenshots of whatever you're having an issue with or whatever you want help with, and then send that right out. It'll create a ticket for us and we'll get back in touch as quickly as we can and we'll help you with whatever issue you're having.